It's time for Ghost and Crendor.
This is Crendor in the morning.
In the morning. Broadcasting live. Before our recording studio audience. Recording. Wake your ass up. It's the Crendor in the morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cox and Crendor in the morning.
Hey, give me an M.
M?
Yeah, like the cheer. Like, give me an M.
M?
Give me an O.
O?
What's that spell?
Mo?
Yeah.
What?
I was gonna spell out morning, but that seemed like too much work once I started it.
You gave up?
Yeah.
So you're like, what's that spell? Everyone in the crowd's like, is that a name? Are you giving us the title to Mo Money, Mo Problems? What are you doing?
Mo money, mo problems.
Yeah, man. That was a thing back in the 90s. It used to be on shirts and stuff.
I was probably too little.
Mo money, mo problems. That's what it was all about.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I want to start out this episode with telling you that a crime has been committed against me.
All right.
The bubblegum bandit has returned.
The bubblegum bandit.
I am so mad. So, the other day I go out to my car, bubblegum on the license plate again. And I'm like, who's doing this? Who is doing this? So then I have to go get like a tissue or something. In this case, I had letters in my hand, and so I had one that was like, get a free credit card. I was like, I'm not going to use this, so I use that to get the bubblegum off.
Yeah.
And it keeps happening, and I don't know why. And here's the thing. When you think about the possible culprits,
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll ever be able to solve this case.
What happened with the girls that we thought did it last time?
Well, they don't live there.
Oh, shit.
They were just guests of someone else. So here's who lives in my apartment complex with me that I'm aware of.
All right. There
is possible foreign lady who has an accent that sounds foreign but is fake.
Okay.
And her French husband.
Okay.
It could very well be them, but they're very nice to me.
Yeah.
Right? They're very nice, and they usually keep to themselves.
Yeah.
There's muscle-bound black dude.
Okay.
But we're cool. We get along real well.
Yeah.
Unless he heard the podcast where I was like, he did destroy our neighborhood.
Yeah, except for that part.
in a freak out.
But I mean, he didn't destroy anything of your values.
Yeah. And then there's creepy old lady who looks like, if you've seen the show Gotham, it looks like Penguin's mom.
Okay.
And she's just like, you're like, what?
Speaks in tongues.
Yes. She does this weird waddle when she walks, and she looks like, I don't even know how to describe her. She looks crazy. Her hair is fake dye red, but she's like maybe 80. So I can't even describe this person to you. I want to point out there's nothing sillier than seeing, like, when you're young and you want to dye your hair, that's cool. You're wild, you're crazy. Yeah. I get that when you're older, you just don't give shits anymore. And so you're like, I'm going to dye my hair crazy colors. Her hair isn't dyed a crazy color. Her hair is like
literally dead.
Like a normal shade of color, but it looks abnormal on her. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Cuz it's like if
you are
you
so
see
old, there's no way you.
It's like if you
have that color.
You see
hair.
like a let's see, what's a good animal to pick here? Like a cheetah, but the cheetah's green. And you're like, that cheetah's not supposed to be green.
Yes, exactly. This woman is like a green cheetah. We're going to call her the green cheetah. The green cheetah, and she's like, whenever I see her walk by, she's like, I'm like, all right, sure. Then I'm trying to go floor by floor so I can imagine. So then, there's also next to me is a very attractive young Asian girl and her, I think, 50-year-old boyfriend.
All right.
Who looks like, you know that, he looks like Kim Jong-un, really.
Okay.
So basically, she's dating the leader of North Korea. And they have these little tiny yippy dogs. And we've never had a problem. Their dog did bite me once, and I literally was like about to kick that little shit. But that's nothing. We were in the elevator, and the dog was like, and he bit into my like jeans. So nothing happened. And she was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, don't worry about it. Dogs are dogs. She's like, oh.
But I would kick it if I could.
Yeah, if I could, I would kick that little shit. And so then there's them, and then there's 2 Indian frat boys who are like drunk as hell, but I don't know if drunk as hell equates to stick bubble gum on someone's license plate.
Yeah.
Then there is a little old Hispanic lady, right? Now, are you following me here so far?
Yeah.
No one seems like the obvious culprit. No one.
I feel like the Indian frat boys might do it, though.
But then why?
Because they're just...
Like, why would they target mine?
It's a prank,
it doesn't make sense. That's not a prank. It's just
just a prank.
Serial gum placing. It's like it makes no sense. Then there's a woman who has that big fat dog.
Yeah.
That I was talking about, and I love that dog, and I think that woman's silly as hell. And that dog's like, and he can barely move. And maybe the dog takes so long when she needs to find a place to put her gum.
Yeah.
And so she just like puts it there. But even then, there's a million places to put the gum. So it's someone who has something out. Like something against me. If I was the detective and this was Law and Order SVU, we would say this person has it in for you.
Yeah.
Because it's targeting you. So why are they after me? What did I do to this person? I don't interact with anyone in my apartment complex. Ever.
What about the gate guy?
Ever. What?
The gate guy. Guy that's like, hey, you could let your car in. Yeah, sits out there.
But the gate guy's cool. The gate guy actually helped me move my bookshelf from my apartment to the office.
Oh.
He was like, hey, you're not going to fit that in there. Come here. I got a truck. Give me $30 for gas. I'll drive it down there. I was like, what? All right, sure.
What if he only did that so that he could stick his gum on your car?
Well, then he's allowed to stick his gum. So that was really helpful. that helped me out. When I needed help, he was there.
All right.
Gate guy helped me. But I don't like... And then there's one other guy, and he's sort of like a bro dude, and he parks next to me. But... he and I are real, like, cordial. He's like, what up, dude? I'm like, hey, how's it going? He's like, that's cool. He's like PC principal.
I see. I've been watching all the new South Parks. They're pretty great.
Oh, my God. The new South Parks are amazing.
They are really
amazing.
Great. You see the latest one?
Kenny's house. The Yelp one?
No, they just did the new one. It's about people on Twitter and stuff. And everyone's...
Oh, no. The last episode I saw was Yelp, which was... legit the truest thing I've ever seen.
They're just all at the end just all talking. It's like, I am like so happy that my voice is not lost in the crowd. It's like they're all talking.
I love when South Park does those moments of just like, here's what the point of this episode was. Yeah. And I was like, oh, it's so good. That might be, still to this day, one of the truest, most like on point social critique shows ever.
You love the latest one. It's like they're sad that they get mean comments on the internet. And so they have Butters filter out all the mean comments, and everyone hires him, and he's just like, I don't want to do it anymore. And he's like, we're going to get detention because you're doing a good deed, and if you stop, you're going to get detention. He's like, I can't get detention. I'll get grounded. And he's like, good, keep doing it. And then Cartman's just like, wow, I love reading all these comments. He's like, dude, like, he filtered through all the bad ones, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll have to watch that. No, I didn't see that one. The last one I saw was Yelp. Yeah, I love that they're doing what they did last season, which was continuing a story throughout the entire thing.
I like that too.
Like that's pretty great.
Oh my God, they do Whole Foods. That's the other part of it. It's all about like shaming. And so he's like, hey, would you like to give $1 to hungry kids? He's like, no, I'm fine. He's like, because the hungry kids sure could use food. And he's like, no, I'm fine. He's like, all right, well, your change will be in the change dispenser. You have to pull the sandwich out of the hungry girl's mouth, and then it'll reveal the change. And then he like keeps trying to pull it. He's like, oh, you got to pull harder than that. She's really hungry.
I am a victim of that. I'm going to say a victim.
Yeah.
I'm a victim of being guilted. Every time I go somewhere, every time.
Yeah.
If there's a line of people and they say, hey, would you like to donate? I'm like, yeah, sure. But if there's no line of people, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be judged by the assholes behind me. It's LA.
Yeah.
Everyone behind you is like, well, that young man, I can't believe he didn't donate $1.
Unfathomable.
Although I will say shout out to, did I go back there and use it? Yeah, I did. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. The Habit, which is a burger restaurant, for $1, if you donated to charity, they gave you a coupon for one burger. That burger, $4.
What?
So I was like, you're damn right I'm donating. Here, take $3.
Yeah.
They were like, have 3 coupons. I was like, yay!
Later in the episode, he finally gives $1, and he's like, all right, well, thanks. He's like, only giving $1. And he like puts his name on the $1 board. There's like people giving like 10 and 20s. Like, you could give more, It's because $1 is really not going to do much.
That's all it's oh my God, that's all that's happening right now.
I know.
So I am a big nerd that listens to NPR
Right.
on the way into work. And they're doing their like membership drive right now. They seem to do more and more every year. Like it used to be like every season we do a new one, but now it seems like every 3 weeks there's another one. But I swear to God, on the drive they're like, did you know that by the way, I want to say that I feel like names in LA are made up.
All right.
They were like, we just tangent for a moment. They were like, we just got a $25 contribution from Linda Chinese. And I'm like, what? Linda Chinese? That's not a name.
She just calls up and she's like a Swedish person.
Yeah. Like, what? Chinese is a last name? And then there's another person was named Sabra Humas. And I was like, wait, did Sabra Hummus just did someone named Sabra Hummus just donate to you?
We have another donation from Chip Swaggler. The old Chip Swaggler's calling up his 3rd donation.
We have another donation from a Chips Ahoy. Anyway, they keep asking for money, but when they ask for money in donations, they're like, well, John and Melinda McCarthy are offering us $25,000, but only if you donate, 100 you donate in the next 25 seconds. And you're like, what?
We're getting it. We're getting close, but we're not there yet.
We're getting real close. we need, by next hour, we need 500 more donors, or else we lose this $26,000.
And a child in Africa dies.
Like, why
Save little Timmy.
Is that a condition? That's horrible.
I know.
I like how we got on this subject from some dude putting gum on my car.
Oh yeah.
I still don't know what's gonna happen with that. Good news is I move November 1st, so I'll never have to worry about it again unless it happens.
Oh shit, dude. What if like on the final day, like you're getting ready to leave and they're just standing by the car and they just put the gum on? They're just like, that one's for safekeeping.
What?
I don't know.
And then they blow me a kiss and walk away.
Yeah.
I kind of wish it was the old lady.
The green cheetah.
The green cheetah.
What if she's like summoning her like green cheetah powers? She could like morph into a green cheetah, like run off into the distance to like the LA desert.
Because everyone knows cheetahs can't chew gum, so she's got to put her gum somewhere as she transforms into a cheetah.
She's speaking cheetah. I watched Mr. Robot.
Did you finally watch it all?
Yeah, that was really good.
It's such a good show. I love the fact that, kind of spoilers, that it takes the premise of what you knew in like episode 1, like what everyone thought in episode 1, and then once they reveal it, it's like they break the fourth wall, and he's like, "You all knew this was gonna happen, didn't you?" I was like, "Oh, the writing's so good."
Well, they have a lot of the like really good writing where like you can go back and watch it again and see like all the little subtle hints about stuff.
Yeah, I liked the in the one episode where he like has his drug flip out where he has that crazy dream.
Yeah.
And he goes to his house and says 404 not found. I was like, what does that mean? And then by the last episode, you're like, oh my God! It's so good. Like, it all fits together perfectly. And there's so much crap in there where you're like, what?
I know. I
can't wait to see what happens next season.
Yeah, I want to see the next season now, too. I like Bill.
I like
Bill's
everything
just
about that
normal
show.
guy. He probably browses Imgur. He has his cat, you know. He's just Bill.
I love that show. It's fantastic.
Man.
Speaking of stuff that I watched, so I was on the plane back from England.
Yeah.
And I had, because on the way out there I slept the entire time, so I didn't watch anything. But on the way back, it was during the day. I was like, well, I ain't gonna sleep. Let's watch some movies. I watched so many movies, Crendor.
So many.
I watched San Andreas.
Right.
Which, upon looking back, is a silly movie to watch because it involves like The Rock flying treacherously and then L.A. and San Francisco being destroyed, which is where I was headed. So all of it ill omens.
Yeah.
And that was a mediocre movie at best.
Mm-hmm.
It was very silly. I think the girl who was the girl in that movie? Was it Kylie Minogue? Whoever the girl was like too gorgeous. I felt bad because every scene she was in, I wasn't like, oh, she's in peril. This is awful. I was like, damn, she is too effing hot. Like, this is ridiculous. And then the guy who was with her and her little brother, or his little brother, were like, I was like, man, that guy's so effing lucky. My God, this girl is gorgeous. Like, this is ridiculous. I was always taken out of the moment. I was like, holy shit, she is hot.
Damn, dude.
Like, I can't even, I'm sitting there like, my God. And because you're on a plane, you can't really go anywhere, so you just literally have to, like, focus on what's happening on the screen. You're like, God almighty. Like, wow. If this was the apocalypse, I'd love to be stuck with her. Holy shit. Like, it was that kind of level of discussion in my head. Then, after that ended, I watched a movie called True Story.
Ooh.
That is an independent film starring James Franco and, oh my God, who's the guy from Superbad?
Oh,
that wasn't McLovin.
The fat guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was his name?
Oh my God, what is his damn name?
I don't remember.
Not Seth Rogen, the other guy.
The other, I know you're talking
You know,
about.
the other one. Help me out here. Help me out
the
here.
internet
Someone
will
right
save
now
you.
listening to this is losing their mind. Like, oh my
God.
It's,
where is he? Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill, that's right.
Yeah.
So it's, Jonah Hill is a writer for Time Magazine, and he goes to Africa and ends up making up a story. Like, he takes this life story of several African boys who are being tortured and combines them into one kid so he can sell this story better. And he gets caught and disgraced, and he has to go back to, I guess, live with his wife who lives in, like, a different state, which is really weird.
Yeah.
But it's like, he is kind of ruined. No one wants to work with him anymore. Meanwhile, James Franco is playing a guy who is a wanted killer who killed his family, and he's picked up in Mexico, and when they pick him up, he's using this dude's name, right? So a reporter calls him and is like, hey, did you know this guy who killed his family was caught in Mexico using your name? And Jonah Hill's like, what? And so he goes out to find the details, and he realizes, like, oh shit, this could be my new story. This could get me back in with people.
Yeah.
And so he goes to talk to James Franco, and the entire movie is like this weird cat and mouse thing between, because James Franco's stuck in prison, and he offers to give Jonah Hill the story, like the scoop of what happened, because he's like, it's not what you think that happened. It's not what you think. And Jonah Hill's like, all right, well, if you give me the scoop, I'll teach you how to write. Because this dude loves to write, but he's horrible at it. And he's like, I'll teach you how to write. And so it's the relationship between the two of them, and it's apparently based on a true story, but it's like, and the people involved are totally real, and it's really twisted. It's kind of spooky, but at the same time kind of campy and weird. It's a very strange movie, and at the end you're like, what just happened?
Those are my kind of movies.
Yeah, it's maybe an hour and a half long. It's not even that long of a movie.
It's like Paddington.
And it's exactly like Paddington. And that a crazy person is accused of killing his family. Just like what would happen if you let a bear in your house.
I mean, that one lady killed Paddington's family.
That is true.
Yeah.
Murdered them.
Great movie, Paddington. And
then
Paddington actually beat out Mad Max on Rotten Tomatoes. That's all I'm saying.
Then, are you ready for this?
Yes.
Then, the creme de la creme movie.
All right.
A movie that I didn't think would be possible. Remember how I told you about that movie that featured Hayden Christensen and Nick Cage in ancient China as Templar Knights?
I do.
On the plane, I watched another movie, and I think it was called, like, Dragon Warrior or The Last Dragon War, some BS like that.
Yeah. Nick
Cage. Starring Jackie Chan as a Han warrior who led a group called the Silk Road Protection Force in ancient Roman times, where John Cusack plays a Roman, being having his unit hunted down by another Roman unit.
What?
Who is led by Adrian Brody.
Wait.
It is.
And what's this called?
It's something all I know is it is literally one of the worst things I've ever seen. It is amazing. It's so bad, it's amazing. It is like, the plot is so convoluted and so silly. It's definitely made for Chinese audiences because there's no way an American audience could follow this movie.
Yeah.
Like, it has all the tropes of a Chinese movie, but like, it's just so effing ridiculous. I can't even. Here's a perfect example. The opening of the movie is these two armies meet, and one, it appears, is like Indian, and one, it appears, is, I think it's the Huns.
Yeah. And
they meet in the Silk Road, and they're like, this is our part of the road. No, this is our part of the road. But it's all done in like subtitles, right?
Yeah.
And then Jackie Chan's protection squad shows up, and they're like, everyone stop fighting. We've got to work this out. And one of the Hun girls is like, no, I'll never. And they start fighting. Sure. It's like cheesy karate action film stuff, right? And then he pulls off her mask, and he realizes that he knows her. And then she's like, oh, and then cut to all the protection squad riding horses, laughing like, ah! Well, like, what the shit? And then it cuts to Jackie at the girl's house, and she's like, you've taken off my mask. And then she pulls off all of her clothes, and Jackie's like, oh, no, and turns his head. And he's like, I'm sorry, and leaves. And then it cuts back to the guys going,
all right, I want to see this now.
And the plot is John Cusack's Roman soldiers have a young, I'm going to say prince, but I know that's not what he is. But he's like the heir to one of the like big Roman families. And he's been blinded by his brother. And his brother killed his father, and now his brother's using his army to track down John Cusack's army. And so John Cusack has made it to the Silk Road, to China, to the Wild Goose Gate, or whatever the hell it's called, and it's this crumbling ruin, and it turns out they have 15 days to repair this thing, or else everyone there gets killed. So Jackie Chan uses his, like, now established rapport, because they fought, right?
Yeah.
So because they fought, now they're best friends. He uses his rapport with John Cusack to rebuild the thing. And so it's like this, the whole overarching theme is like, why do we need race and division? And like, it's a weird story to come out of China, because it's like, everyone in the world should just get together and be peaceful. Why is there so much hate? The white people and us, we can be cool. Just help us build. Like, that's like the premise of the movie. It's a very weird movie. And then the last hour, or not even that, like the last 45 minutes, Adrian Brody finally shows up and is like, I'm gonna kill you. And he's super overacting. He's like, let me tell you what I intend to do. And you're like, all right, great.
My God, I just looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes. And it
is so awful and silly.
The top critic comment is, just about everyone seems to get slashed, carved up, or skewered, and vengeance rains down upon all, except, of course, the one villain who truly deserved it, the filmmaker.
Yep. Everyone in this movie, by the end of the movie, literally everyone is like either like half dead, or it's just super, and it's not even violent, it's just ridiculous violence.
Yeah.
Like, it's, because it's, like, you know, they do that thing where, like, if a guy gets slashed, he does that spin to camera and then falls over. That happens numerous times. There's never any blood. And when there is blood, it's only on John Cusack. Poor John Cusack is constantly just covered in blood. Jackie Chan pretty much makes it out. I'm not even going to spoil it. Just watch this movie. Find this movie and watch it and be like, the shit did I just watch? It is definitely a better watch than the Hayden Christensen movie.
All right.
Because the Hayden Christensen movie is wacky. This one is so bad, it's enjoyable bad.
Okay.
You're like, what is happening right now? This is awful. Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. I'll definitely watch that then. I know,
what's it called so people who are listening can watch it?
It is the Dragon Blade, or Tianjiang Zhongxi.
Wait, pause.
Yeah.
The movie's called Dragon Blade, but there's not even a Dragon Blade within the movie.
Yeah, Dragon Blade.
The only focus of the movie is, like, weapon-wise, there's not... They don't even focus on... The only thing that is of importance is there's a suit of armor, but the suit of armor has no dragons on it. There's nothing dragon-related. It takes place at Wild Geese Gate. It has Romans, and the Romans were eagles.
Right.
It has... The main character is a Hun who runs the Silk Road Protection Force, so he has no association with dragons.
Well, it's called Dragon Blade.
I don't understand. That doesn't even make any sense.
That's a Nick Cage Chinese movie. If I ever heard
Great.
one. I saw The Martian. That was really good.
Martian? Oh, I saw The Martian too. That was great.
Yeah, it's great because like there's no like real villain. The villain is like Mars, but
yes, Man, I wish. I know it won't happen, but like this seems like the kind of movie that could get you an Oscar.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's literally just like him on Mars for 90% of the movie, and I was like, that's great. Like this is a great movie.
It was like Matt Damon is like an awesome actor for being alone on Mars. He's just like, I'm Matt Damon. I make funny punchlines, and you're like, hey, Matt Damon.
You're like, you're doing it, Matt. Yeah, after a while, you're just like, oh, this is the Matt Damon on Mars movie. Yeah, it was great. I really liked, what is the, oh, God, Sean Bean. I loved that they let him in this movie and that he got to make a joke about Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah, Sean Bean. Yeah, he made the Lord of the Rings joke. I thought that.
I was like, hey.
And he didn't die.
Is that why you were cast? I was so thrilled. I'm not even going to spoil the ending, but I was so thrilled with the ending. I was like, thank you, movie. You're so uplifting.
I know. It felt good to have like an uplifting.
Don't spoil nothing.
No spoils. Oh yeah. The other thing I wanted to mention was a tweet you tweeted about someone at Starbucks talking about alien mind control.
Oh my God! There's a man. The Starbucks near the office.
Right.
There's a guy who has he wears really short jean shorts and ratty t-shirts and one of those hats that if you were hunting velociraptors in the wild,
yeah, I know
wear.
exactly that hat.
Like Muldoon, you know, like from Jurassic Park. He's like clever girl. Yeah, that hat. Yeah. And then he stands in front of the Starbucks door, not even around the Starbucks, just in front of the damn door. On numerous days I see him there. I think he doesn't leave. The other day I was there, he came out of the bathroom. I think he showered up in there. So he's definitely like just a crazy homeless dude. Yeah. But he stands out in front of it and just mutters to himself about things. And the one day he was right in front of the door and wouldn't move. And he's like going on about how caffeine is alien mind control. And we can't go in there. Don't go in there. It's alien mind control. They're going to get you. And the only thing I could think of was like, great, let me through so I can get some of that delicious mind control because I'm effing tired.
It's giving me a headache.
Some caffeine. And he's like, no, don't go in there. Don't go in there. Everyone in the Starbucks knows he's there. And they're all like, oh, he's such a distraction. And people are afraid to come in. I was like, why don't you do something about it? And they're like, well, we don't want to call the police. That'd be mean. What? He's clearly a crazy person. Yeah. Get this guy some help.
Yeah. Oh God! The mind control.
I hate. As much as I enjoy for people who are like Starbucks is shit coffee. Try going to another coffee place around here. There's nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
I could go to like the Coffee Bean Cafe, but that place the coffee tastes like tea.
A lot of times, I've tried like independent coffee places. It doesn't taste as good.
Yeah, we've been raised on Starbucks. Chill the F out, internet hipster who's like, oh, it's not even good coffee. Whatever.
I drink a lot of coffee, and I think it's pretty good coffee.
And so, it drives me crazy. This guy, everyone there knows he's a problem, but they don't want to do something about it because they don't want to be rude, and that's why I hate baristas at Starbucks because they're all like I'm kind of a liberal douche, but they're like super liberal douches. Yeah. Just like, I don't want to offend him, and like that's rude. if you say something mean, like maybe he's got some problems at home. Like no, he's been outside your store 4 days in a row talking about how aliens are coming. You gotta do something that makes it weird that I have to avoid this man every time I want to get coffee.
Yeah.
Because then when you walk in, it gives this look like, Are you one of them? I don't know, man. Am I?
Well, you get headaches when you don't drink it, right? That's the aliens.
That's the aliens. Mind control. All right, buddy. Sure. All right. You want to move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's go to chapter 7 with Crendor. Crendor, how's that driving out there?
Oh, man, I've been flying around in the chapter today. Just really taking in the view. Nice scenic view. Nice mild temperatures. You know, I'm just having a Starbucks drink, and I felt a little funny, almost like aliens were controlling my mind, but I don't think that's the case. But I do see that Tequila Guy is down there, and he's getting some Starbucks. It looks like he's putting tequila in his coffee, though. That's, I wouldn't expect anything else from Tequila Guy, I tell you what. That's traffic's looking pretty good, though. Baby.
All right, Crendor, let's go to the weather desk.
All right, we are over at the weather desk right now, and let's kick Whoppy into high gear. 1 minute, 8, 4, 2, 1, 4. No results. All right,
Damn it, Whoppy.
hold on, he's a little high strung right now. All right, hold on. We're gonna have to just
unplug him. What is going on?
Iowa, Papua New Guinea.
Iowa, Papua New Guinea.
Iowa, Papua New Guinea. 77 degrees Fahrenheit.
There's a place called Iowa, of all the places to name your city in Papua New Guinea.
There is.
I want to be reminded of home, Iowa.
There's a place called Iowa, Papua New Guinea.
Uh-huh.
And
great.
That's the weather.
Population, just as many people as live in Iowa. 1 person and a bunch of cows.
Well, that's a lot of cows. They took over Iowa.
That's why we don't land. That's why we always fly over it and don't land. If you land, the cows come after you. It's bad. It's bad news there.
This is our state.
This is our state.
That's weather.
All right. Oh, what's going on in sports?
In sports, the Cubs lost in the NLCS, so that was pretty fun.
Oh, now all the hipsters freaking out about
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future Day are like, oh, man.
Yeah, and then even worse, the Mets beat them. So everyone's like, hey, Mets, I didn't like them until like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was a Yankees fan, but the Mets are pretty great, though, right?
So that happened. And then in the football news, well, actually, just football, American football, the Bengals and the Packers are undefeated, which I like.
How mind-boggling is it that the Bengals are undefeated?
I know. It's crazy.
I don't care about anything else except someone defeating them.
But
like, I hate the Bengals so much.
Here's the thing. Knowing the Bengals
and the Patriots.
Knowing the Bengals, they'll make the playoffs and they'll lose in the first round. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what's going to happen.
That sounds about right.
So
Good, because they deserve it.
Yeah. And,
I hate them so much.
Aside from that, Peyton Manning now has a noodle arm, and he's really bad.
Yeah, well.
And, let's see, any other sports happened? Basketball and hockey started up again, and
in football, turns out FIFA is so corrupt that no one wants to take a new job because it just automatically makes them a corrupt official. And most people can't take the new leadership job because they're already corrupt and don't want to get arrested for being corrupt. So
yeah,
football.
Yep, that's sports.
Hey, all right. What is our big news story of the day?
Real news story of the day. Not much except for a real pizza work. Parolee trapped in pizza vent for 11 hours.
Parolee?
Like he was on.
You mean parolee?
A parolee? That sounds like
a parolee.
Like I'll take 2 parolees and a garlic bread. A man.
So maybe that's what happened. He's like, hey, give me a parole, and he's like, oh no, we got one of the men.
Starts hitting you with a broom. Get out of the vent!
Stop that!
Get out! A man accused of attempting to rob a Michigan pizzeria didn't get away with much of the dough. He in fact didn't get away at all. He instead spent 11 hours stuck in a vent of a restaurant's pizza oven. The Sunday morning incident occurred at the Cracker Barrel Pizza.
What? There's a Cracker Barrel pizza?
In Michigan, there is.
Of course there is.
Authorities said unidentified man attempted to gain entry into the pizzeria.
Can we just talk about how Michigan's like, hey, we love Cracker Barrel. Why don't we make Cracker Barrel pizza? It's like Cracker Barrel, but without the quaintness of Cracker Barrel, and it's Italian.
It's the guy like out on a porch in the rocking chair eating a pizza. I love me some Cracker Barrel pizza, I tells you.
We serve it with the best biscuits and gravy you can buy.
The gift shop.
I always loved that Cracker Barrel had a gift shop.
I know.
The only restaurant that has a gift shop. You want to buy some maple syrup and take it home with you?
And one of those little puzzles
for that.
they keep on the tables.
Do you like wood puzzles? We've got plenty of old-timey wood puzzles.
Keep them kids off that internet. Not looking at that evil Satan magic they got on there.
You can get pancakes and puzzles.
So, the man got stuck halfway between the roof and the floor. A few hours later, Oakland County's Sheriff Department responded after reports of a screaming man.
Help! I'm an idiot and ignored all the previous times that people had done this and failed. We've done this story, or at least I've read this story numerous times.
Yeah.
Idiot tries to get, like, there was the one guy who was like, he tried to get him through the grease trap or like the grease vent or whatever into a McDonald's or some crap. Like, this happens all the time, and then they get stuck.
It's like,
well, yeah, because you're not supposed to fit in there, dum-dum.
I didn't know. The man was arrested and taken to a hospital after being treated for injuries and dehydration. Say his criminal history includes 2005 conviction for home invasion and two 2012 convictions for breaking and entering and possession of a controlled substance.
I want to point out two convictions in 2012. He did it once, didn't learn his lesson, did it again because, F me.
Whatever.
Try again. You know what they say, if at first you don't succeed, get stuck in a vent.
And he, he's probably going to go to jail.
Good. Throw him away. Throw him away. Get him out. I don't want him in society anymore.
I don't either.
That guy isn't smart enough to rob someplace. Get him out. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next time with another episode. And as always, to be continued.
Swag.